SpaceX founder and all-around smart guy Elon Musk has responded to recent reports speculating Orbital, the reusable launch vehicle currently in development, will be soon set to launch. The 100-meter-high spaceship could be a game-changer for space travel and the tech field, so hopefully we can see a launch sometime soon. Today, we're talking about Orbital's rumored launch and Elon Musk's vision for SpaceX, so stay tuned. Let's get straight into these rumors then. What's been said? CEO Elon Musk laid out his roadmap last week for SpaceX's Starship launch early next year. The genius entrepreneur told reporters that Starship could see a dozen launches next year, maybe more, paving the way for Orbital to send valuable payloads to the Moon, Mars, and even the solar system's other planets by 2023. This date seems a little premature. What do you guys think? The company has revealed that it sees January or early February as a viable option for its first attempt of an orbital launch. They also have revealed that the initial attempt, if successful, will be followed up extremely soon after, insinuating that next year could see as many as 12 launches. Wow! Musk revealed, "We intend to do, hopefully, a dozen Starship launches next year at a live-streamed presentation." He went on to claim that there may be even more launches if they're successful. Musk half-jokingly claimed that the first flight to Mars shouldn't be carrying anything too valuable, as ultimately, it's space, right? Anything can go wrong at the end of the day. Before Musk settled on the Orbital name, the rocket was known as BFR for Big Frickin Rocket. Good one, Elon. Let's talk more about the basic design of the groundbreaking rocket then. Stay with us to find out more. Musk's goal for Orbital is to have a fully reusable launch and re-entry vehicle, which will ultimately save the industry billions of dollars if it's successful. But how has it been made? The Starship is 120 meters tall and 9 meters wide and consists of two stages, the Starship spacecraft and a super heavy booster. Both of these elements are made from SAE 304L stainless steel. The Raptor engines are fueled by liquid oxygen and methane and is a reusable Methalox stage combustion engine that powers the Starship launch system. The first test of the Starship rockets was in July 2019, which became the first full-flow stage combustion rocket engine ever flown, according to the SpaceX website. Each one of the booster's 20 outer Raptor engines has a small umbilical and quick disconnect mechanism, which is part of the reason why the ship is seen as the most complex ever built. The Super Heavy booster has the capability to house up to 33 Raptor engines, which is huge. This will sit underneath the Starship spacecraft, which does not have a launch escape system due to Musk's belief that it should be reliable by the time it is crewed, which is absolutely terrifying. There's no chance whatsoever that we would be getting on a spacecraft which had no escape system. What about you guys? Next, how is the Orbital design different to regular spaceships then? Although the Orbital nose cone and landing fins look a lot like the type of thing you would see on the big screen, it can absolutely back up its good looks. As we have mentioned, the rear of the craft houses the Raptor engines, which have been in design and development for around a decade now, which means combustion happens in stages, cutting the amount of propellant that is wasted. The midsection of the ship are where the propellant tanks live, which feed liquid methane and liquid oxygen to the groundbreaking Raptor engines. This sort of fuel is known as Methalox, as we mentioned earlier, which you might know is unusual for rocket engines. The reason they have used methane is due to the fact that it is able to generate a ton of thrust. Musk has his eyes set on Mars by using this sort of fuel, as it can be synthesized from water and carbon dioxide found on the red planet. It would ultimately be a fantastic step forward if the spaceship was designed that could harvest its own fuel off of Earth. We're living in the future, kids. Would you go to Mars if you had the choice? We're not sure we could handle a 9-month trip. We can barely handle a 9-hour plane flight. So what is the goal of the Starship Orbital program? So as we know, Musk and SpaceX have a big dream. They want to design a craft that has the ability to be used over and over again, which will have massive financial gains for the company because they will not have to spend millions of dollars constructing completely new spacecraft every time they want to go into space. Musk's long-term vision is for Starship to serve as a tool which will ultimately mean the human race can become multiplanetary. He has described the ship as a generalized transport mechanism for the greater solar system, basically meaning the Moon and Mars for now, but if that's successful, he will not be stopping there. You can pretty much guarantee that. A trip to Mars could take up to 9 months, and Musk is going for comfort rather than ramming people in like sardines. Shout out to Ryanair. He said you could conceivably have 5 or 6 people per cabin if you really wanted to crowd people in, but I think mostly we would expect to see 2 or 3 people per cabin, and so nominally about 100 people per flight to Mars. He also went on to explain that the payload bay would host common areas, a galley, and a shelter where people could gather to shield themselves from solar storms. Sounds awesome. How much do you reckon Elon will be charging for this? So what do we know about the Orbital launch site? Stay tuned to find out more. Musk and his company have started preparations for the launch with completion of a number of tasks, which are slowly but surely paving the way for the groundbreaking Orbital Orbital to take flight. In just the past couple of weeks, SpaceX has rigged the launch tower's rocket-catching arms to its pulley system in a process known as reeving. This was a complex procedure using thousands of feet of rope and steel cable, and ultimately meant the steel cable could support and carry the weight of the giant rocket-catching arms. There are many more things the engineers will have to do before the launch tower is completely ready, but we are well on the way, which is exciting. The company has also tested the pad's orbital launch mount, which is the giant steel structure supporting the Super Heavy booster. They completed the first of these tests on Sunday. Let's hear more SpaceX news now, starting with yesterday's launch. As we reported earlier this week, SpaceX launched a NASA spaceship yesterday with the ultimate goal of intercepting an asteroid in around 10 months' time. The team wants to figure out if slamming a spaceship into the asteroid will generate a big enough impact to alter its course. The goal is to test an asteroid defense system just in case we are ever faced with a humanity killer type asteroid. The impact of the NASA probe will be at around 15,000 miles per hour amidst the hopes of nudging the asteroid off its current path. The target asteroid is not actually on a collision course with Earth, rather it is being used as a test, so don't worry guys. Known as the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART, the project has cost a whopping $330 million, but could ultimately save our bacon in the future should we ever be in an Armageddon-style situation. Did you see Armageddon? It was great, right? Some Falcon news next. Stay with us. After a relatively quiet third quarter in 2021, SpaceX are ramping up for a busy end to the calendar year. The company is reportedly going to undertake Falcon 9 launches from all three of its East and West Coast launch sites. Musk is also set to launch at least one more Starlink mission before the end of the year. The most likely time of this would more than likely be around Christmas time, and if all goes to plan, Falcon 9 will close out the year having completed its 30th orbital launch of 2021, which is great for the industry. Finally, a little off topic, we're talking about Elon's son. During a recent Zoom meeting Musk held, the SpaceX head honcho's son, X-A-E-A-She, don't ask us how to pronounce that, made a surprise appearance. The youngster was seen perched on Dad's lap as he was busy running his world-dominating empire. Also on the call were the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine. The baby was nice enough to say hi about 500 times, which was nice before someone came in to take the baby away, while Musk carried on with his meeting babyless. Cute. Musk and his ex-girlfriend singer Grimes share the baby, who has basically hit the jackpot by birth. Lucky lad. As always, thanks for tuning in today, and remember to swing by next time. If you could do us a huge favor and share this video, that would really mean a lot. Thanks, guys.